Hi guys, today we're going to be unboxing the new Motorola MOTOTRBO Ion radio smart device. This particular one is 400 to 512 UHF. Let's get into it. QR code here to do some the online training. Takes you to the user documentation. Let's see what we got. This is an RF compliancy statement. Who needs that? Got a standard wall wart here. Looks like a dust cap. Protector accessory connector there. The device itself. The radio belt clip with some instructions on how exactly to insert the radio into it. Actually has a radio belt clip, and this is the holster here. It's a single unit charger. Single unit charger has some documentation in it as well. Safety information. And we have a 60 millimeter stubby antenna that's good from 440 to 490. It's kind of the standard antenna included with this device. Get it out of the packaging here. And last but not least, our lithium-ion Empress 2 battery. This is a 2820. This is the standard battery that the device comes with. Okay, let's put all this together. So the device itself has a top display, has this primary display here, and on the rear you'll notice there's no place for a SIM card on the actual rear of the unit or micro SD. It's actually underneath this flap here. Just kind of pry that open with your finger, and when you get inside here they're labeled. You'll have a SIM slot on your left, your SD card on the right, and you can pull this tray out, and that's actually how you line the cards up to insert them. 128 gig SD card as your max there. Close that up, close this up, and now you're ready to put your battery on. Battery clips on there just like that, bottom first into there. Antenna screws on to the top here. Because this radio program is completely over the air, there's no real need to have this open for an accessory or for, you know, a radio programming cable or anything like that. You just want to kind of leave it off if you're actively using accessories, but it's just good practice and good habit to keep that on there so you don't mess up your side contacts or anything. And charger itself plugs into the rear here. And we can even put the holster on there, and it should sit in this charger just like that. When powering up the device for the first time, what you're going to notice is there's a splash screen here, and it will go through the boot up process of the Android 10 operating system. And it'll go through your normal Android prompts. If you take a Android phone out of the box, it'll ask if you want to transfer any data, the first time setup of the device. So we're going to skip that step, and I already have a provision device that I'll show you guys, just so I can show off the user interface here a little bit. So this is a device that I've already taken out of the box and pre-provisioned here. Again, front-facing clip there to protect the display. Go ahead and turn this one on. As you can see, this one is trying to provision out of the box. It is trying to connect to the network for the first time. You have the ability to put a physical SIM card in at the beginning to aid in the installation, or in just a second here it'll actually ask you to connect to Wi-Fi. Again, your standard Android setup screen here. So we'll put that off to the side, and now we're booted up over here. Again, this is a previously configured device that's gone through the Android setup procedure and also has received its first code plug. The home button is actually down here. The home button allows, you know, in other Android devices or whatever, you'd have your home button here in another point on the device. It's actually down here. That's how you turn on and off the front display. This is the speaker, and this is the microphone. So it's reverse of a normal cell phone, because again, this device is not intended to be a cell phone nor replace a cell phone. So we can go ahead and unlock it here, slide up like we do on a normal Android device. And you can see the default user interface. I haven't changed this in any way. This default widget up here is the radio itself, and it also mirrors the top display here if configured. I also can see the battery level up there as well. Down here is your some of your quick radio functions on this widget. You can actually click more and see the full list of radio options. Close out of that, everything else is very standard Android. You have your app, your Play Store. You can download any apps that you need to. You'll notice it's missing the phone app itself and any sort of SMS app, because again, the device is data only, and it should be again not considered a cell phone. Not to say that you couldn't run fully duplexed or PBX or telephony applications on it, but not any carrier cellular. You can actually see this is connected to the Verizon network right now. It's with a physical SIM that's currently inserted. There's some additional apps in here I'll go through really quickly. You have your M contacts. This is all of your radio contacts like you would see in a like a MOTOTRBO 7550 or something like that. You have your M dialer, which is the equivalency of like doing manual dial on a radio. Again, not a cell phone. This is how you could do call alerts or do private calls on your radio system. M menu is that same window that we accessed from the widget just a minute ago. That's where you can low power, high power, scan lists, all your radio type functionality. The M messaging app is actually pretty cool. It's how you do all of your messaging over DMR. So if this radio is connected to a CatMax system, or it's connected to even DMR conventional system, and you want to send messages to either another radio or another ion device, you can do that from the M message app. The M radio app is that first interface that we saw on that first widget. It allows you to access all your channels. You can change zones, and you can even search for channels. So let's say you're a user with a lot of channels. You're able to search for them and even see recently accessed channels. M-Shift has to do with the radio alias and how if this is in a multiple user environment, they can sign in and out of the device with the M-Shift Manager app. Everything else is some standard Google apps here. We got the Maps program. We've got the App Store and YouTube and a few other things. I did want to show you guys. I'm going to go into the settings really quick. You can see it looks very similar. We got Wi-Fi, it does have 2G and 5G Wi-Fi, and it's pretty easy to connect to that. The mobile network selection, the plus button is actually how you'll add the, if you want to try to access or use the eSIM. If not, it's going to go off of the physical SIM card that's inserted here. Airplane mode, it does support LTE tethering, so if you wanted to use this as like a hotspot or something like that, you can configure that in the tethering menu. And as far as other connectivity, it does have Bluetooth, so there's a Bluetooth menu in there. And I wanted to show you that it is running one of the latest versions of Android, which in this case is Android 10. You have your IMEI information here showing that it's a dual SIM device, and any other information you want to put on there. So really cool device, guys. It does support analog all the way, analog both wide and narrow band, all the way to, in terms of the Motorola trunking formats, all the way from IP Site Connect conventional all the way to CatMax or DMR Tier 3 trunking. And I currently just have a GMRS repeater programmed in here, but I can just key aside there and see the repeater coming back to me. My volume level is here, And if I even want to switch channels real quick, again, I can click on that widget and you know, switch to another zone or channel. Okay, that's a pretty good overview of the device. The camera itself is real nice and high quality. Note that it does not have a front-facing camera. It's only a rear-facing camera that you can actually access with the camera app itself, just like you would on a normal Android device. And in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how the programming works. So I'll do a part 2 to this video, which just shows, you know, how the radio receives its code plug information and its programming information. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a comment if you have any questions or anything, and see you in the next one. Thanks.